Hi, everybody. All right. So I probably look a little silly right now because I'm wearing a scarf in June, and I live in LA, which is weird, right? But it's actually like gloomy and misty and rainy right now in LA. And I sound a little congested. Don't mind me, but yeah. So I don't know. This outfit felt appropriate for how the weather is right now. So let me just invite my group in. And then, yeah, so I'm Holly Tack. I'm a messaging strategist. I help women figure out their message, get really confident and consistent is what I wanted to say. I don't know why I got tongue-tied, but confident and consistent with communicating their message and come up with strategies for them to attract more clients. So yeah, and this is Unicorn TV. This is my twice a week show. I always think like, is it bi-weekly? I think it's bi-weekly because bi-weekly can be like every other week or like twice a week. I don't know. But yeah, so it's my show called Unicorn TV, and the goal of this is to just empower and inspire you with inspiration, tactics, tips, tricks, things I've learned, so that you can shine as your own unique unicorn self, whatever that means to you in your life. So that's what the goal of this show in general is all about. And so if you're joining me, please comment and let me know where you're joining me from. And we're going to get started very shortly. All right, if you want to join my group in the future, the Facebook group is called Unleash Your Inner Unicorn. I'm sharing the live in that group right now. Okay, cool. All right. So let's get started. Thanks for bearing with me. And so today I wanted to talk about one thing that you need to be aware of. If you're not doing this, then you're going to struggle getting clients, and especially when you're first starting out. So I don't need to make it a secret. What I'm talking about today is consistency. One of my favorite things, which I even mentioned in my intro. So I love consistency, and I think it's so important. And I think I know it's so important, and I want to start by sharing with you my own story about consistency. So when I first started my business, it was the end of 2015, and I made my first big investment, which I talked about in a broadcast a few weeks ago, which was $7,000 group program, and that's to me when I really started taking my business seriously. However, I did not get a client until 9 months later. And so what really happened during that 9 months? Well, when I look back now, I remember being frustrated a lot that things weren't happening and that things didn't feel like they were working. And when I look back now, because hindsight's 2020, I realized I was not being consistent at all. And consistency, I mean this in so many ways. Consistency in the way you show up every day, the commitment you have to your business, reaching out to people that could become clients, everything really. Like, I wasn't doing anything consistently. I would do it for a week, a few days, and then I would get frustrated that nothing was happening, and then I would give up, and I would just say, screw this, and then it would be basically out of the game for a few weeks. And then I would come back, and I would be, visible and doing the right activities for a week or two, and then I would fall off again. Say hi, let me know who you are. Somebody just joined. And so I kept getting into this pattern, and when I look back, I can see that pattern happened a lot. And then once I started to have clients, I had my first client, which I'm going to talk all about next week on next week's episodes, about how I really got my first client. Hi, Samantha. Nice to see you. Awesome. Love to have you here. So once I got my client, I felt like a little bit, okay, I'm not making this right or wrong, but honestly a little bit validated and confident that I could keep going. And so once I got the first client, now that I look back at that period after I had the first client, I realized my income started to grow, and it was $800 a couple months. I'm just being honest, and then it was like it jumped up to 2,000, and then 4,000 for like several months in a row, etc. So it was like there was definitely a jump, and I started to get more and more consistent during that time when I look at it. So that's why I wanted to share this with you today. Is consistency is the one thing that's so important, and if you're not doing it, you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot. And again, like I said, consistency. Thank you for all the hearts, Samantha. I appreciate that so much. You are definitely the unicorn of the day. I love the hearts. Keep them coming. So consistency, like I said, it means a lot of different things. And so it means, how much time I was dedicating to my business every day, how much I believed in myself, that would waver quite a bit. Yes, unicorn. And, how consistently I was doing like emails and social media, like all that stuff. So what I really want you to do to get the most out of this, if you're watching this recording or Samantha, you're on live, let me know, I'm asking you to be self-reflective here and self-aware. And I think, if you're in my community, you probably have a bit of that already. What do you feel like? What comes to the top of your head when I say up your consistency, that you can up your consistency in? Like, what is it for you right now that you are not, that you could tweak your consistency and see results, even if it's just mental? Like, for example, I could not get over using, for me personally, recently, this is my recent one, I was snoozing, I was really like inconsistent with my mornings, and if I stayed out late, I went to like a networking event one night and I was out until 11 and I slept in that day and I felt kind of like I couldn't get going the whole day. It was like not worth it at all. And so I realized I really needed to develop some consistency in my mornings. And so for the past almost 2 weeks, so I started last week after Memorial Day, I have been getting up at 5 a.m. And so, yeah, I'm going strong. I didn't do it on the weekend, but I'm doing it on the weekdays, 5 a.m. And I'm literally loving it. And there's so many reasons why I'm loving it. First of all, I feel like I can trust myself that I'm going to get up when my alarm goes off and not snooze, because I've just made that a habit. I'm not to the point of jumping out of bed yet, but that is another story. And then I go and do like my other couple things, which are a cold shower, some body work in the mirror, which is just like appreciating my body for how it is. And then I meditate, which, to be honest, I lay down when I meditate. But, I used to fall asleep again when I did that, and now I don't. Like, I feel like alert and awake. And I just do my laying meditation because that's really how I love to do it the most. And then I just am, like, ready to go and start doing other things by, like, 5:40. My business coach does a 6 a.m. broadcast on facebook.com/heartcorebusiness, so I tune into that. And then really I'm going by 6:30 on stuff. And I love it. I love the routine. So that is my example of something I tweaked, and it's having a big difference for me because, first of all, I feel like I'm dedicated. I'm following through on my commitment to it. A lot of stuff has to happen to make it happen, right? So if I'm in the evening, I have to start winding down and stop working and stop everything at like 8 or 9 I'm trying to get in bed at 9 and read a book and then, fall asleep whenever. But like a lot of stuff has to fall in place, and it's all stuff that I think is the healthiest habits for me, to like go to bed earlier and to not be working up until like the time I go to bed, or not be on my phone until the time I go to bed. So overall, it's just a better scenario. And so that was the thing I needed to work on recently. And as you can tell, that doesn't have anything directly to do with business, but it just, because I'm doing it, it makes me show up better in my business. So Samantha said, I have to up my consistency at building new friendships every day. So yes, success routines are important. Totally agree. So what are you going to do, Samantha? Yes, early to bed, early to rise. That's absolutely it. So what are you going to do to up your consistency at building new friendships? Like, what do you mean by that? Do you mean like in real life, or do you mean online, networking? What do you mean? Let me know. I'd love to know because then we can keep each other accountable. But I think that's a good one too, and that's actually something I was just talking to someone about right before this, where I'm going to Bali, and I'm actually planning. Haven't really made a big announcement on this, but I'm planning to leave this apartment and leave LA and do a digital nomad lifestyle after the Bali trip, and yeah, I just realized that for me, I don't feel compelled to meet a lot of new people in LA anymore because I've just been here for so long and I'm so like in my routines. And so I'm really excited to see like what pops up out of shaking up my environment a little bit, because even like I'll spend some time in San Diego with my parents when I do that move, and it's like even just being in San Diego, I feel more compelled to like reach out to a couple entrepreneurial girlfriends that I know down there and like reconnect with old high school friends perhaps, and like just like tap into, for however long I'm in San Diego, like whatever the entrepreneurial like personal development community is like there. I'm excited about that, and I like don't feel any of that energy here in LA. So anyway, I'm considering leaving. So I totally get what you're saying, Samantha. Long story short, I brought that up because I understand what you're saying. Like it does take some effort to maintain friendships and relationships, and you're trying to do in-person online. Okay, so if I ask you, Samantha, to play a game with me here, since you're being so awesome and so involved, what are you going to be... Okay, so you want to form a new friendship every day, period. So what action are you going to take to do that for this week? So from today through next Wednesday, like what physically, like tactically are you going to do? So, there's definitely different things you could do. You could reach out to one new person on Facebook every day, Facebook Messenger, like someone that friends you or someone that comments on a post that you have, like do like a personal reach out. If you want to do the online thing, but like do one a day, you never know what'll come of it. Or, in person, I'm trying to think what you could do. One thing I talked to about the person I was talking to right before this, because I said like, yeah, I feel a little stagnant in my environment to meet new people, is that she was just suggesting that when I go out, I'm just open to whatever unfolds, right? So like whether that's smiling at somebody or striking up a conversation with the person I'm in line with at the grocery, or whatever, which I'm honestly, if I'm honest, I'm not open. Like even I just go walking every day. I walk at least probably 2 walking breaks, and I always have headphones in, so I'm not really open to the environment or even just taking in the scenery and like the smells. And so one of my things I'm going to do this week is, which feels kind of like, oh my God, but doing one of those walks every day without my headphones, which like to me, I usually think, oh my God, that's a death sentence. Like I'm so upset when I forget my headphones, because I'm like, I want to have my headphones because I want to listen to music or I want to listen to a book or whatever, but do one of my walks a day with no headphones, and my phone can be on me, but I can't use it basically. So I need to just be with my own thoughts, walk around, take in the smells and the environment, and like saying hi to people and all that. So long story short, the reason I brought that up is because that could be a way for you to form new friendships in person, is to just be open when you're out in public, whatever that looks like for you. Let me know who's joining. I saw someone else. Thank you for the heart, Samantha. That's awesome. I love seeing that. So heart me up if you are getting this. Let me know. And somebody else joined, so let me know who you are. So Samantha said, I have to talk to new people every day and make more posts, draw people online. I am good at being open to that in person, but need to go out and make it a priority. Yeah, walks with no headphones is a good idea. Yes. Yeah, so just like, yeah, not even, or even just going to work at, consciously deciding to go do some work at a coffee shop, and then also not have headphones probably. Stuff like that. So yeah, and then online, like I said, honestly, you'd be surprised. Like I want to message you after this just to thank you for being on. And I think if you do lives or you do posts and you see someone really engage with it, just send them a personal message and say, like, thank you, like, I appreciated it. Because, you know, especially in this online world where, you know, it's just a fact that stuff on your Facebook business page is, like, only seen by a few percent of your followers on it. So it's like, it's just a fact that people don't see what we do a lot of the times. They don't see everything that we do. Hi, Jenna, yay! So when you do have that person that, you know, for whatever reason, Samantha, you and I were meant to have this interaction today, even though it was, you know, the computer in between us, like, we were meant to have this little exchange and gain something from it together. So, you know, if somebody interacts with your stuff, just take that extra second to, yes, Jenna, you're the expert. Just take that extra second to send them a personal note, and you just never know. Like, it's not about getting them to work with you or whatever, but it's just like, thank you, I've been seen by you today, for this is the work I do to put out this content, and I appreciate it. That's all. So I think that'll really be like a cool thing for you to do, Samantha, with the online. And yeah, I'm committing. Let me know what you specifically are committing to, Samantha or Jenna, but like, I'm committing to doing walking one of my walks a day, be without my phone, essentially, so that I can be more present and more open to building relationships or just experiencing the world without my electronics when I'm out of the house. So anyway, if you're joining late, then we've been having a conversation about the one thing that you need to do in your business that can blow it if you aren't doing it to get clients. And so, awesome, Samantha, we can do it together. Cool. So, consistency in anything that you're doing in your business, whether it's actual posting, whether it's, like, for me, I talked about how I'm getting up at the same time every day and I'm not snoozing anymore and I feel awesome about it. So whatever it is, ooh, that's a good idea, Jenna. So Jenna walks with her phone on airplane mode. That's even better because you, like, literally can't use it. Even if you're compelled to look at it, it won't work. So I'm going to add that to it if I have my phone on me. And so, yeah, so being consistent in, again, like, it might be a lot to fix everything that you're doing, right? Like, everything, you might feel like, oh God, there's so many things I'm not consistent in. So just focus on one thing to start. But, you know, in my case, that was waking up for the past 2 weeks. Now I feel solid on that. Now I'm going to commit to really taking a break when I take a break to go walking by not having my phone. And Samantha is doing that with me. So awesome. And, you know, for you, that might be like maybe showing up on your Facebook page is that thing that you really need to be doing. And so you want to commit to just having one post a day on your Facebook page or one post a day on Instagram, if that's your platform. But whatever it is, being consistent is going to pay off, and it's extremely important. And if you're not doing it when you're new in business, it is going to shoot you in the foot. So that's all I wanted to share today. Yes, not hitting the snooze means you are winning. Yeah, I mean, I from Kate Butler had this live, and it was about, like, what are you really saying when you hit the snooze? You're saying, I can't handle my life right now. I need, I'd rather sleep than start my day, like, all this bad stuff really by snoozing. So, if that means that you have to commit to a time where you can actually wake up that you know you won't snooze, I'm not saying, I know you did, Jenna, because you sent it to me. If that means that you need to commit to waking up at, I don't know, like 8 every day, even though you try to do 6, but you snooze for 2 hours every time, like, that's fine too. But, like, anyway, that's something to think about. So being consistent in your habits is going to help you as a business owner. And that's what I wanted to encourage you today. And if you're watching the replay, please make a commitment in the thread so we can support and keep each other accountable. Samantha is going to do walking with no headphones, basically, like, not on your phone. And I'm doing that too this week. And Jenna is going to do consistent Facebook Lives tomorrow. So subscribe to her page. Put a link in there. Put a link in the comments, Jenna, so we can support you on that. and yeah, being consistent. So that's it. I have a webinar later today at 5 p.m., so in about 3 hours. If you want the info to join that, it's all about 3 keys to attracting your first client. So I'm super excited, actually, because it's like stuff that I did to get my own clients. And I totally was like, oh, but that's not good enough because I didn't use Facebook ads or blah, blah, blah. So I'm super excited to just be real and share what worked with me and how you can really just start getting momentum. So I'm sharing that today. Thank you, Jenna. Thank you, whoever's going to watch this. You know, whoever watches this, we were meant to interact in this way today and cross paths in this huge world. It's not by chance that, we would cross paths because the odds are just too small. So it was meant to happen for a reason, and hopefully this resonated with you and that you come up with a new commitment that you're going to be consistent on for the upcoming week. All right. Thank you guys, and have a good rest of the day, and I hope to see you on my webinar. All right. Bye.